Uncle Max, it's Jim and Debbie here to record your tribute video. So I want to share with you first and foremost, Uncle Max, how grateful I am for all the lessons you've taught me in life. You've made me a better person, but the biggest lesson you've taught me is the lesson of generosity. I wrote a list of all those things I could remember that you've given me, all the gifts you've given me over the years. I'm going to highlight a few of them. 1, trips to the ocean every year, my favorite place on this earth. 2, teaching me how to body surf, my favorite activity on this earth. 3, teaching me how to box, twist at the end of the punch. 4, rides on the boardwalk. You took me on the roller coaster every year. 5, pilgrimages over the Chesapeake Bay Bridge and your Mercedes-Benz with all the kids in the back. 6, talking with me after I had rifts or fights with my mom, calming me down when we were at the ocean. 7, trips to meet the press and allowing me to hang out in the control room on your lap while you were directing the show. 8, sending me money every month when I started grad school for at least a year. That was so generous. 9, teaching me how to pass goodwill and generosity forward. 10, being here in Milwaukee after or during my mom and dad's passings. It was so reassuring to have both you and Auntie Lane here during those times. 11, helping me negotiate my salary increase, which, by the way, is in the making. I'll keep you posted. And 12, being so wonderful to the people that I love most in this world, including my mom, my Auntie Lane, my sister, my wife Debbie, and my nieces and my nephews.
Thank you, Uncle Max. I've benefited from the great contributions you've made to Dimitri's upbringing. And thank you for your generosity towards me and Evan and our opportunities to visit you at the ocean. And thank you for your long career in television and all the wonderful stories you told us related to your life. We really would love to see you and Auntie Lane soon. Happy 90th birthday, Uncle Max.
Happy 90th birthday, Uncle Max. We love you dearly. We're so proud of you for being so strong and healthy and still full of piss and vinegar. Talk to you soon.
Happy birthday.
Bye-bye.
When I met Max 49 years ago, I thought about Schindler's List. The film follows a man who saved thousands of refugees during World War II by hiring them in factories. Like Schindler in the movie, I know that thousands have benefited worldwide from Max's expertise. Max is one of the most respected professionals during my career. I especially admire his work ethic. For me, he was decades ahead of the #MeToo movement. As the only female engineer with 90 men, I will never forget Max reminding the crew, "There's a lady in the house." My favorite memory is a remote assignment for a White House presidential briefing. Thanks, Max, for the respect, training, and discipline you demonstrated to this young college graduate who was still finding her niche in the industry. This is Stephanie Stratford and your friends at youthusa.net. Happy birthday and many blessings.
Hi, Uncle Max. I've never recorded a video before, so this will be really interesting. Well, happy 90th birthday. This is kind of a weird time, obviously. You can now say that you have seen it all, for sure. I'm thrilled that you've made it to 90 years old. I think that's absolutely incredible, and I'm happy that you're around. Most importantly, I'm happy that you are in Memphis, so you can be with your family and your grandchildren and your children and have your son living in your driveway in an RV. What could be better than that? So I'm thrilled that you're there and that you have the kids and grandchildren to take care of you. I also am really surprised, actually I shouldn't be surprised, that you have made a lot of different friends already. I understand that you have a doctor who has invited you to his James Bond costume party. I've had millions of doctors through the years, and not once have they ever invited me to see or attend any sort of party that has to do with dressing up. So that's amazing that you've made such an impression on him that he wants to spend more time with you. I have notes here, so that's why I have to periodically glance at my notes. Gosh, memories. Where do I begin, Uncle Max? I could talk for hours and hours and hours. Let's start with the mayor's conference in Boston. what an incredible experience. You allowed me the opportunity to visit Boston, and that became, of course, my favorite city in the whole universe, still is to this day. I remember getting to know all of the mayors, as you do as well, and certainly spending time in the elevators with them and wearing our big floppy hats and ordering chicken the entire time with you, thinking that Mom and Dad told me that that's what I had to eat. I still eat only chicken to this day practically when I go out to a restaurant, so that hasn't changed. The Democratic National Convention, so you allowed me the opportunity to work for NBC and be part of that incredible experience in New York. So I got to see New York way back in the day, but I was also able to spend time in the newsroom and see people like Jessica Pauley, Jane Pauley. That was absolutely an amazing experience. All of the times that we talked about NBC and your directing and me being allowed to go and visit you in DC at the studio, to this day when I'm watching a movie and they show a scene where somebody is in a movie studio, I always point out to whomever I'm with that that's Uncle Max, that's what he does, that's where he sits right there, that's his job. So I've always been thrilled and so proud of you and all the work that you've done with NBC and beyond as Max Arthur, and also the scripts and stories that you've allowed me to read through the years, I've absolutely loved. My true favorite has always been the one where you shared all of your memories and your visits and your trips to all of the different cities. In fact, I should probably pull that out again and find it and read it, because I absolutely think you should put that into a book. So I loved being able to be one of the people who was allowed to read your different scripts through the years. Probably my best memories are of Ocean City, of course, and those are so numerous. It was an amazing experience to be able to spend time with you guys. I remember it like it was yesterday. I can remember waiting around in Silver Spring for you to get your final last haircut before we went to the ocean for 2 weeks. And I remember piling into the Mercedes and you always saying, see, look how the top just goes up and balances all of the loads. We always had to hear that. And then we all piled into the Mercedes. I remember stopping along the road and waiting for all of the traffic to subside, and all of us stuck in the car together, always the same group of us, having a good old time, all excited to go to the ocean. When we were there, my best memory of the ocean will always be the walks that we took on the beach, me holding your hand with our flashlights and our pants rolled up, going at night with the waves washing up onto our feet. That was the best feeling in the world. That was the best place to be at the time. I loved being with you. You've always been like a second father to me. So that was a wonderful memory. I always remember your outfits. You always smelled so good after you took a shower, and you always had your white jeans or your blue jeans on, and you'd come out with your drinks and you'd make us drinks when we were taking a shower, our gin and tonics in the bathroom. I also remember having to go up and down the stairs at the condos, at the old condos that we used to rent, when you would do a teeth check, and Meg was kind of irritated by it all, but I thought it was extremely hysterical, especially when I too was required to run up and down the stairs because my teeth weren't quite brushed well enough. And so I remember that. I remember all of the trips to the boardwalk and you taking all of us kids while the ladies all stayed home and had a good old time and you got stuck taking us home. I remember you going on all of the rides, even when my kids were little and came to the boardwalk, and taking all of us there and being such a good sport and never getting sick on any of those rides and twirling up and down and around. And I was shocked. I, of course, didn't participate in any of that. I remember hearing, damn it all to hell, Elaine. That was one of my favorite comments that you would always make. And certainly I'm sure that still holds true to this day. You always were like a second father to me, as I've said before, and took such good care of me. You made time to take me to lunch, to check in with me and find out what was going on. You could sense my moods. In the past several years, you would call me over and say, hey, you're not your regular self. What's going on? How can I help? So the support that you've provided through the years has been absolutely incredible. But most importantly, it was all of the memories, every year being able to spend time together. And for me, knowing that you were always there for me, no matter what. And I truly appreciate that. I love you very much. I've invited myself and the kids and Jim to Thanksgiving in Memphis. So I look forward to seeing you in November. Until then, I wish you a very, very happy 90th birthday. Please know that I love you very much and I can't wait to see you. Happy birthday, Uncle Max.
Hey, Big Max. I wanted to wish you a very happy 90th birthday. I wish we could be there to celebrate with you on this very special day. Some of my earliest and fondest memories are visiting you and Auntie Lynn at the ocean and hanging out at the pool. I hope you have a very good day, and I hope to see you soon.
Hi, Max. I'm hoping you're doing okay and that this is recording once and for all. I don't know. I've done this now 3 times, but I'll get it right sooner or later. Anyway, wanted to tell you some of my favorite memories of you. I'm outside here in Valley Center, underneath the palm tree, and by all of the flowers in the back. I don't know if you can see them, but I wanted to thank you for some favorite memories that I remember, and you are the most supportive, incredible, and generous brother that I know. So, going at the age of 6, you were home several times to take me up to the 91st Street candy store and to get my favorite thing, which was a chocolate cream soda with a scoop of ice cream. You were so generous and helpful in that. And so, thank you. And then there was West Point, where you were teaching the cadets and you introduced me to them, and it was really so nice when you introduced me as your little sister, Margaret. I was so proud of you, and you seemed to be proud of me. And then I watched you in your TV school, where you were learning your profession to work in TV someday. And Dad didn't think it would last, but you made the right choice, and you were really smart. And you're smart anyway with your photographic memory that you have. And also, one of the best things I remember is your wedding that you had in Sioux City, Iowa, where you met the love of your life, Elaine. And I met her whole family and enjoyed the food, the dancing, and everything that went on there. So thank you for that too. And then the last one that I remember, I was somewhere in my teens where I went to visit you in West Virginia and for the summer. And there was you, Elaine, and little Max. And before I left, you bought me some beautiful outfits to wear and convinced me, kind of bribed me, into getting onto a plane, because that was my worst fear of flying. And I did it, and I'm so happy I did. Thank you. Well, you are helping me in so many things in my life, happy times and sad times. So the happy times were where you walked me down the aisle to marry Howie. And also, after he died and I remarried, and you were right there again for me, always at my side. I could count on you to help me again when you stood by my side when I married Bruce. Well, I want to thank you for all the Ocean City trips to enjoy the good wines and the wonderful foods that Elaine made, and to relax and put my feet up and enjoy myself at the pool. Thanks, Max. And there were some wonderful memories we shared when I went to LA to visit you for the DGA Awards. Great time there. You in your tux and me in my long gowns. I felt like a princess So thank you for treating me like one at the Century Plaza Hotel there and in seeing all the stars. It was an amazing time, and you are really handsome. So one of my last things I want to say to you is an important lesson that I did learn from you over the years, and that is how important family really is, and to make time to create those happy memories. You created so many for me, and these memories are what bind the family together. So Max, you are the light of my life. May you enjoy many more beautiful sunsets and raise that glass of wine to a life well lived. Happy birthday, Max, on the 90th. Love you so much, Margaret.
Hi, Big Max. Happy 90th birthday. I wish we were there all celebrating together, but I'm wearing one of my NBC shirts to celebrate in spirit. I have so many good memories of you from the ocean, but some of my favorites are when you taught me how to boogie board and you'd spend all day with me in the ocean, pushing me so I could catch the waves and showing me how to figure out which waves are the right ones to catch and which are too small. I still remember to this day. I also love that after dinner, you would always pour me a little glass of the Tia Maria to drink with you as your little after dinner ritual. Also, it was always so cool when you would show me all of the different chapters in the book that you're writing. The one about you filming Jackie and LBJ landing after the assassination is my favorite. It literally gives me chills. Also, I remember going to DC and visiting you guys, and you took us to the NBC studios, and it was so cool to be able to go on the little stage, and you introduced us to everyone you knew, which was pretty much everyone in the studio. So I hope that you're having the best 90th birthday and celebrating, and I love you so much, and I hope to see you soon. All right, love you. Bye.
Happy 90th birthday, Big Max.
Happy birthday!
A lot of you don't know this, but just before Max was born, the 18th Amendment to the Constitution was passed. That was the one for prohibition. Once Max came along, the rest of the world finally came to realize they all needed a drink, and so therefore they changed their minds and they straightened things up, and they finally got around to getting things done the right way. It was quite a celebration, I understand, and it really did. It was world-changing, that's for sure. So this is my Max Schindler story. 1991, I had left work in the Peacock after GE came along. It was just really hard for me to stay in there, and for that and personal reasons I left. I wound up at a place called Full Sail. You might have heard of it. Back then it was called Full Sail Center for the Recording Arts, and it was primarily an audio recording school, but they had put a class in on music video, and they brought me in to do a little bit of lab work, and well, this led to one thing led to another, and we wound up expanding and starting a video and film program, an associate degree program, and I got to be the head of that. Once a year, we would have a big, giant school gathering for all the students in all the programs. It was about 500 students that year, and my job was, or one of my duties was to provide 3 guests to come in and speak to all 500 students. Well, for me, it was a pretty easy choice. I called Peggy and Tony, and they were more than happy to come down. And I reached out to Max, and he came down as well. Peggy talked about her career as breaking the glass ceiling in a lot of ways in the technical industry, and Tony shared a whole bunch of stories from different shows that he had worked on and so forth. But Max, specifically, I had Max come down to be on a panel representing unions. And so he was my Directors Guild representative on the panel, and I had some other people there from SAG and AFTRA and from IATSE, I believe it was, and IBEW. Now here's the thing about it, though. Max comes in and he walks into this room. Now this is Soundstage 23 at Universal Studios. and we had all the seats set up and whatever, and there were cameras around the hall to video the panel speaking. Well, I don't know if it was shortly there before that or after that Max was going to be involved in the Directors Guild contracts with all the TV networks, and he was really uncomfortable with the idea of being recorded in whatever speaking statements he was going to make up there on that panel. It took me a little while to persuade him around to it, but he finally came along and agreed that as long as I destroyed the tapes afterwards, the reason we were recording them was in case a few students missed the class, and it would be a way for them to make up the thing. So 3 weeks later, I made sure that those VHS tapes were pulled out and destroyed. But wouldn't you know it, you'd have to negotiate with a union guy just to get him to make an appearance. Now that's my Max Schindler story, and I'm proud to share it with you. And quite frankly, the three of them coming down made me into a pretty good hero in the school's history back there. So, Max, happy 90th.
Hi, Dad. Happy birthday. I'm going to read what I wrote to you and put the phone at the fan because this video thing makes me very nervous. I love you. Hang on a second. Okay. Dad, happy birthday. I hate that I got you all the way to Memphis and still can't celebrate with you in person, but the time to celebrate will come soon enough. In the meantime, I want you to know how much you mean to me. You have been both a guiding light and a safe harbor for me my entire life. Knowing that you are always behind me, either cheering me on and celebrating my successes or catching me when I fell and righting my world again is such a gift. From the time I was a child, you gave me a safe place to flourish and grow, to stumble and fall with acceptance and unending encouragement. The wonderful memories are endless, from dancing on your shoes, joyful Christmases, and endless waves in Ocean City. You are always up to do the fun stuff. Thank you for that. Most of all, thank you for teaching me that everyone has value, to always give second chances, and to always be generous with the gifts you have been blessed with. These are values I learned by watching you live them every day. I love you, I respect you, and I am grateful for the gift that is you. Happy birthday. Now I could sing to you, but I don't want to ruin your day. So I'll just say, I love you. I can't wait to see you and hug you in person and celebrate all the joy that is you. Have a great day.
Meet the Press. An unrehearsed press conference is a public affairs presentation of NBC News.
Meet the Press originates today from the studios of NBC's KING TV in Seattle, Washington, where Judy Seidel is hosting a birthday toast to her most favorite TV news director and loving friend, Max Schindler. Judy is the founding co-chair of the Kent Mill Girls Association, past chair of the U.S. Capitol Rooftop Party Crew, retired chair of the Lasagna Baking Caucus, former NBC associate credited with using Sweet and Low and black coffee for the legendary news director. Ms. Seidel, please, may I ask you to give a toast? Max, sending you best wishes on your birthday. I love you very much from Seattle to Memphis. This gin and tonic is for you. Love you. Cheers. L'chaim. Salute. Love you.
Hey Max, want to wish you a happy birthday through this video. Wish I could be with you to share the day with you. But I do want to share some memories over those 20 years we've been together. And the important thing is, you welcomed me into the family almost immediately, and the 20 years has flown by. I mean, we have had lots of fun, lots of laughs, but it really all started when you and Elaine came down to Memphis when Maggie and I purchased the house to help paint. We had several rooms to be painted, and you came down with your brush, your ladder, and good faith, and did a bang-up job painting the rooms. I mean, you would spend endless hours cutting the windows, cutting the around the doors, and and then I would come home and finish it up right, which was quick, and we were a great team working together to do that. And then I got the opportunity to spend some time always with a couple of fingers of scotch to talk about your career. And as you said, you were, first chair to history, sitting there at NBC. And those stories never got tired of hearing. And I loved them. I mean, they were always insightful, and it really talked about you from a working standpoint and what you were able to see. Then we kind of came into Ocean City. We'd go to Ocean City, and always a good time. Everybody was relaxed, ready to, hit the beach. But the most important thing is, at the end of the day, we'd all come in, and we would have a great dinner, always a great wine to go with it, and we'd always have a family discussion. Most of the time, those family discussions ended on a positive note. But one thing that always happened is we played a board game. And you and I were always on the same team. And we would play, and we would play for an hour or whatever. Nobody else wanted to play on our team. And by the end of that couple hours, everybody was mad at us. So that would be it, and then you and I would have a drink afterwards to move on with it. And but that's the way it is. And then came Christmas, and Christmas was always a great time. I mean, you guys would come down for Christmas, and you and I had a specific job, which is to go to the grocery store about 5 times a day until we could get it right. And every once in a while we would have some time together where we could just do some shopping. But it was always great camaraderie and good times together. But one of the most important memories I have is the fact that how much you love the family. You're a family guy. You are loyal to the family. You're committed to the family. And that's a great thing to love and be part of, because you feel part of it. You feel like you can say, it's very open, and you can talk to you, and you will listen and always give your advice, but you would always listen. And that just shows how much you love the family. So, Max, I wish I could be there with you, but I can't for the obvious reasons. When I'm going to lift a glass of scotch, 2 fingers, well, it looks more like 3 fingers, but I'm going to have a drink. And then I'm going to do what I should do, which is honker down and wish you a very happy 90th birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. We'll celebrate soon.
We started? Oh, hi, Max. Where's the camera? Happy birthday, Big Max. I can't believe you're going to be 90. My dad was just 90 last year, and he doesn't know who he is, where he is, or what he is, but he's very happy, and I'm sure you're very happy, too, and that's great. I have so many memories. I don't even know where to begin, but I'll start with one of them, since it just was the passing of Curly Neal, was when you took little Max and I to see the Harlem Globetrotters. That was awesome. How about a 1970 World Series in Memorial Stadium when the Reds beat the O's, but we got to meet Kurt Gowdy in the trailer. That was pretty heavy. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? Oh, that Saturday when I got to come down as a teenager to NBC with you, and I was a page, I was running around tearing off ticker tape stuff, while you were there typing away on the Ditto typewriter, writing up the script for Meet the Press. That was pretty impressive. That's a good memory. But one of my favorites was going with you and little Max up to McDonald's to get dinner for everybody and making sure we had that extra road bag of fries for the ride back. That's a memory. Not to mention all the great meals from Elaine and just hanging at the house, and how I can bring all those Christmas Eves, and too many memories, and they're all great. So I hope that you can have more happy memories coming up this weekend. A very, very happy birthday. Glad you're still around. Keep the faith and stay safe. Don't forget to wash your hands.
Happy 90th birthday, Big Max. I'm sorry that you had to celebrate your birthday in quarantine, although I'm sure Elaine is cooking you some delicious food, so I'm very jealous. Hopefully Maggie and Max have something planned for you, and Jessica, Michael too. I just wanted to mention some memories that come to mind when I think of you. First, I always think of when I was about in 6th grade, and we came to the ocean one summer, and you were the only adult that would go on the rides with all of us. And I remember following you around at the boardwalk the entire time, wanting to go on all the rides with you, thinking you were the absolute coolest. And then I remember the most recent time that we were in the ocean and you taught us Michigan Rummy. I think about one of my favorite Thanksgivings still to this day is when you guys came, Jessica and Michael and Maggie and everyone, and you and Elaine came to Milwaukee. I don't know if you remember, we ate at that Greek restaurant and it was so fun. Literally one of my favorite Thanksgivings. And then of course I think of when we came to DC and we got to see the NBC studios and how cool that was, and how proud I was to be your great niece, and all that you showed us. I don't even think I appreciated to the full extent in the moment how awesome that was. And that's a really great memory that I have. And I love you very much. I hope you have a great birthday. I'm thinking of you and I hope to see you soon.
Hey Max, just stopping by to wish you a happy birthday. I was thinking today about memories of you, and I think the best one is that you were responsible for Jim and I moving to Maryland, helping him find a job, helping me find a job, and actually changing our lives forever. It was wonderful to be so close to you and Elaine and to have you be my best friends just like you were Jim's best friends. I was thinking today how Jim would wish you a happy birthday. And I think he would do it just like he wished me happy birthday. He'd say, "How old are you?" And then he'd say, "How old are you, Max?" And you'd say 90. He'd say, 90? Max, that's old as dirt. Can't you just hear him? I love it. I love it. As soon as they let us old folks out of the house, I'm coming over the mountain to pester you at dinner time, because I know how much you love me and how much you love me to pester you. Okay? Hope you have a wonderful day with your family, Max. I love you. God bless.
Howie, damn it! Move the plants to the left. To the... Oh, yeah, perfect. That's just one of many, many memories I have of Max Schindler, the world's greatest director, at least in my mind. So many great years sitting next to you, Max, for today's show and Meet the Press. I treasure every moment, but here's another one that kind of sticks out in my mind. I know you'll remember this. I believe it was Ronald Reagan's funeral at the Capitol a few years after 9/11, and apparently the Kentucky governor thought it'd be a good idea to do a flyover of the Capitol and show his friends the city. So there was a warning and we had to evacuate, and of course we were all set up for the funeral, and one of the Capitol, I guess police or military or somebody, because they were all in black and had a great big gun strapped across his chest, throws open the door to the truck and says, "Everybody out of here, we're evacuating." And Max, you turned to him and very quietly but sternly said, "We're television, we're staying." And the gentleman grabbed the handle of his gun like this and said, "Get the F out." And you just as quietly clicked on the PL and said to the cameraman, "Everybody go wide, lock down, video roll and record, we're out of here." Oh boy, so many great memories. Happy birthday, Max, and many, many more. Love you, buddy.
Hey, Big Max, it's Gus, your favorite WAP here. Hey, listen, just wanted to reach out and say happy 90th birthday. That's a big one. That's a milestone. We're all lucky to have you. We're all lucky to know you. We are very regretful that we can't be with you. But we all hope that this is your best birthday yet, and to many more to come that we can celebrate with you in person. We love you, and we hope that today's a great day for you. All right, happy birthday very much.
Hi, Max, and happy birthday. I've actually been filled in on your well-being in the last couple of months, because young Max and I ran into each other in a men's room in Key West, and he tells me you were going to turn 90, so happy birthday. I wanted to tell a quick Meet the Press story, see if it jogs your memory back to the day the lights went out, probably about 3 or 4 minutes to air. And I won't say which kid at this point, but a kid had come to work with a father, not one of my kids, and it was not one of your kids, so we could go that far. And he pushed the trigger on the lighting panel, and every light in the studio went off. Now, what did I learn from this? Because I happened to be at the lighting panel that day. What I learned from this is you asked a very logical question of your AD, who I don't remember who it was. You said, "Tell New York to get the backup show ready. And just 30 seconds later, the reply was, there is no backup show. So I think what I learned that day is New York doesn't know everything and they're not ready for everything. Lundy's on camera, and that's what we're going to do, is say happy birthday together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Big Max! It's been great getting to know you in such a short amount of time. Drinking scotch and getting you to try new whiskey has been fun for me. I thought I'd share a few statistics from 1930. The average price of a new home was $4,000. Average price of a gallon of gas was 10 cents. And the average price of a loaf of bread was 9 cents.
Happy 90th birthday, Big Max. We wish that we were there to celebrate with you, but I'm so grateful that you and Yaya and Uncle Max are all together and that you guys are here in Memphis. I have a ton of amazing memories of you from being a kid, specifically in Ocean City, when I learned way later in life that you weren't actually collecting the coins, but you were just cashing things out so me and Michael could go to the bank with you. You've taught me to boogie board. You rode all the roller coasters with me. And then getting older, I learned that a real gin and tonic was made with Schweppes, of course, and that will always remind me of summer. Again, we really just wish that we were there with you today, and I did smile at you first. I love you.
Hey, Uncle Max. So, Henry James and I, there he is, almost 13. Henry and I just wanted to say happy 90th birthday. 90th birthday. And we, in sharing a funny or wonderful memory of you, I would have to say that there would be nothing in particular throughout my childhood except for laughter. Lots and lots and lots of laughter. Thank you so much for being such an absolutely wonderful friend to my father and to my mother, and we absolutely adore both you and Aunt Elaine, and we send you so much love, and I am so thrilled that you are having a 90th birthday. Congratulations, much love. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Uncle Max. We love you,
and I'm so happy that you and Piper got to spend some time together the last time that we got to see you guys. That was such a blessing. We hope you have a wonderful birthday.
And guess what? I'm 7 now.
Bye.
Hey, Big Max. Happy 90th birthday. This is really tough to do this over the phone, but I guess it's necessary with everything that's going on. I love you very, very much, and I wish I could see you in person and give you a great big hug and tell you how much you've inspired me in life and what you mean to me, and I can't do that right now, so this is the next best thing. So there's a couple questions posed for the tribute video. One was the favorite memory. There's too many. I'll go into a couple, and the second one was what you actually mean to me. That one is tough because you're the reason that I've pursued so many things in my life that otherwise I would have thought impossible. I remember very distinctly us at BJ's one time. I was probably 20, 21, just getting ready to graduate undergrad, and you sitting down having the conversation with me. We were having gin and tonics. Of course, they didn't have Schweppes, but we had gin and tonics nonetheless. And we talked about my future and my career and what I thought what was important at that time, which was, money and all the suburban things that go along with that. And you told me, hey, no, what's important is happiness, is going in every day to a job that not only you can stomach, but that you love and that you appreciate. And that stuck with me. That absolutely, I was working for Bill's business at the time at Show Image, and I was on track to make a lot of money, but it didn't matter. And I looked in your eyes, and you followed your dreams, and I could see the eyes of a man who has lived out a dream and lived out something that really made them happy. And it was at that point that I pivoted into what I'm doing now. It's kind of hard. I am getting a little sad because I wish I could tell you this in person, but without the conversations that we've had over my 30 years on this planet, and I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And you constantly push me, and for that I will be eternally grateful. I think you're the only person in this world that sees a future for me that I can't even see, and I love you for that. Happy 90th birthday. But before I go, I gotta tell the favorite story. It's probably not my favorite story, but I think it's the story that comes up the most of the foam football to the head. When I was about 7, we went down to the beach, and for whatever reason, I got a little angry, and I was a little pissant, and threw a football at the back of your head. It's a story that comes out over and over and over again. But I think you can take something from that, and that pushback that I gave you, then I still kind of have today. You know, I don't take anything lying down, and that moment on the beach, whether or not I remember it or not, has lived on in infamy. And it's kind of a great analogy right now, if you want to put it, where we've been in our relationship and where we are now. You know, that moment of rage or whatever you want to call it when I was 7, you know, me just being a shithead, to where we are now, to I would call us more than even friends. Where, I mean, it's a mentorship. It's way more than I could ever ask for, way more than I ever dreamed would be possible with my grandfather. Got coronavirus right now. It's very scary. I wish I could be there to give you a big hug and a kiss. And I love you very much, and I just want you to know that there's not a day go by that I don't worry about you and Jaya. But I hope you know I love you both very much. Happy birthday. Happy 90th. I love you. Hope to see you soon.
Hey Max, 90? Really? I am so honored to know you, to have worked with you, to have sat next to you as your AD, attended Nada's dinners with you, to have judged with you, argued with you, broke bread with you, and laughed with you, and most importantly, learned from you. My favorite memory and important lesson are actually wrapped into a shared experience. Having lunches with you, and many with Fit and sometimes Jim Silman, was my version of the Titanic Society, which I was ineligible to join, by the way, men only. But you guys were pioneers, the ones who were doing things that had never been done before, and oftentimes making them up as you went along. And as you guys walked down memory lane, I would oftentimes just sit there and listen as you shared your incredible careers. You and your dear friends were witnesses to history, covering presidents, inaugurations. And then on the light side, Max, you'd tell a story about directing meet in some foreign city, the days when these shows went on the road, and Bob Vitarelli was coming into town for Face and needed to borrow your table that you had used for meat. I know I miss the details, Max. You'll just have to tell it. But can you imagine the privilege I felt, sitting like a fly on the wall amongst these giants, these legends, just soaking up their wisdom, their kindness and respect towards one another, and their mutual love for broadcasting. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your guidance, support, and most of all your friendship, Max. I love you.
Hey, Max.
Hey, Max. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Max. 90, huh? Just a kid. Just a kid, Max. And we're up in New Jersey. We're under lockdown, of course, like everybody. We came up. Allison had a bit of a health scare, but it turned out to be a false alarm. So we're up here helping out. Diana's doing all the work, of course, helping out with the kids. They've got a 1-year-old, and Violet's 4, and Allison and Andrew were up in South Jersey. So I hope this video made it in time, and we hope to see you maybe in Ocean City this summer. Hopefully, please keep in touch, and we send our best birthday wishes to you, Elaine, Maggie, the whole family, and we hope we keep in touch.
We love you, Max.
Love you, Max. Thanks for everything, Max. We still got a clear parking lot because of you and your legacy.
Take care.
Bye-bye.